unique war machine, the elephant. Here in the jungles of southern India, Rajaraja's men searched for wild elephants. Docile animals born of tame parents were not good war elephants. Rajaraja wanted only the biggest, fiercest, and fittest tusker males for his military machine. A stockade was constructed by up to 1,000 elephant trainers, or mahouts. They would then drive the herd into a funnel that led into the stockade. Once the elephants were inside, the door was shut and the training process began. As recently as the 1960s, great elephants were taken from these foothills, using the same methods as in Rajaraja's day. They picked the strongest bulls to be trained for the battlefield. The rest would become working elephants, used for Rajaraja's construction projects. A single enraged fighting elephant was said to have the power of 6,000 horses. So how did the mahouts control this power and make sure their elephants were ready to fight? It was simple. They got the elephants drunk. Before a battle, the war elephants were made to drink arak, fermented rice liquor. As in humans, it made the elephants ready to brawl. They could literally slice their way through the opposition with razor-sharp blades attached to their trunks. From atop the elephants, spear throwers, archers, generals, and even the king would rain death around the heads of the enemy. But how do you take a wild elephant and make it into a fighting machine? By the skills of the mahouts, the legendary elephant trainers of India. Mahouts have a very close relationship with the elephants they train and have a deep understanding of the animal's nature. As young boys, mahouts begin to learn the ancient traditions and secrets that will enable them to communicate with elephants by using gentle pressure of their feet and by the sound of their voice. Elephants are very intelligent animals and can perform complicated tasks with amazing dexterity and strength. Rajaraja wanted every elephant he could get his hands on. He was one of the most ambitious kings the world has ever seen. No one had ever built higher in India until Rajaraja's great temple at Tanjore. In only a few years, hundreds of thousands of tons of pure granite, one of the hardest stones in the world, were hacked out of the earth to build his dream temple. The quarry that provided the granite for the temple was over 50 miles away. So how did they move this huge amount of granite 1,000 years ago? They used these ancient boats whose design has not changed over the centuries. From Bronze Age Ireland to modern Tibet, the coracle is mankind's favorite boat. All you need is some flexible wood and animal hides. In some parts of India, the coracle is still used to ferry people and their possessions, goats, and the occasional motorbike across rivers. But a coracle could only move blocks weighing a few tons, sufficient for much of Tanjore, but no use at all for this, the huge capstone on top of the temple. It consists of two massive blocks of granite, each weighing 40 tons. how on earth did you get a 40-ton block of granite hundreds of feet in the air in 1010 AD? It's a mystery that has baffled historians for years. The exotic lost temples of India are as full of mystery today as they were when Western explorers first stumbled onto them over a century ago. Someone who has given considerable thought to the mystery of how ancient Indians raised massive blocks of granite to the tops of temples is the present Prince of Tanjore. He's fascinated by the achievements of India's greatest king, Raja Raja the Great. He told us of a legend passed down from generation to generation in his family that might provide a solution to the mystery of the giant capstone. He directed us to the area of the town where family tradition spoke of the remains of an ancient ramp. After searching the area, we found what clearly looks like an ancient ramp, with a gentle 6-degree slope pointing towards Tanjore Temple, which stands just over a mile from this spot. A ramp from here, with this gentle slope, would exactly intersect the top of the Tanjore Shrine, 216 feet in the air. What's more, the ramp is exactly where you might expect to find it. Most Hindu temples face east to meet the rising sun, and it is to the east that all the smaller buildings are constructed. So the only direction to build an enormous ramp is from the west. And that's just where we found our ramp. So the evidence points clearly to this being the remains of the ramp used to get the 40-ton blocks to the top of the temple. But how did Raja Raja move 40 tons of solid granite up a mile-long ramp 1,000 years ago? Elephants. After all, he had tens of thousands of them in his army. But no one has used elephants to move blocks of this size in living memory. So we decided to try an experiment. We ordered a block of granite to be delivered to a slope identical to the ramp we had discovered at Tanjore. The block only weighed 25 tons, not 40, because that is the maximum weight you're allowed to transport on Indian roads. Even this weight took 3 days and 3 nights to travel the 200 miles from the quarry. We prepared several wooden rollers, then brought in the powerhouse of ancient India, the elephant. The elephants moved into position to both push and pull the block. But despite all their efforts, it didn't budge. It looked as if we had failed. But one of the men who was handling the elephants noticed that one of the logs wasn't completely round. That log was removed, and the elephants tried again. Success. Not only did the elephants move the block, they picked up the rollers and put them in place for the next push. Our experiment showed how it was possible for Raja Raja and his architects to move giant